So anyway, I said to her, that's never going to fit.
Here.
Oh. What?
Oh. This episode is brought to you by our title sponsor, Team Cayote.
And also our awesome partners, Team Savox, Tonisport, Invisible Speed Mayako Youth Mentoring Program, Beach RC, Orlowski Racing Line, RSRC, EuroRC, Mal Graphics, 36 Mood. I'm Nick Damon.
And I'm Frank McKinney.
And here are your headlines. China is building an amazing new RC facility to host the ISTC and 112 Worlds next spring. The facility in Foshan is set for completion at the end of next month and comprises 3 massive new tracks, 1 outdoor, 1 covered and 1 off-road. And judging by the pictures, they are not messing about.
X-Ray have released their new XP10 26 1/10 Pancar chassis.
Who races Pancar? Quick show of hands. Good, thanks.
Well, anyway, there are a ton of new features, a key one being the switch to a one-piece chassis design for consistent handling in all conditions and improved tweak resistance.
I like to improve my resistance being tweaked.
That's very good. Good to know.
Mickey Model have unveiled an ultra-stiff stock spec chassis for the Yokomo MS 1.0 electric touring car.
And hot on the rear bumper of their new Nitro Buggy, the SBX4, WIRC have hatched the E-powered version. Yes, you guessed it, the SBX4E, complete with the new rear suspension system and reinforced front hubs and a new electronics layout, plus a bunch more adjustability.
In a cacophony of bouncy rubber and vibrant colorways, VP Pro have sprung these 1/8 shock boots on us with a mandate for protecting exposed shafts and generally looking vivacious.
In slightly less colorful news, Montec have released their latest 1/12 body and the CZ06, which has been developed and optimized specifically for the GT12 category.
CZ.
Oh, sorry. Well, CZ if you're, flying the Eagle. Anyway, that's specifically for the GT12 category, and it looks pretty sweet, we must say.
And finally, Mugen Seiki have snatched Phil Langya out of the Automatic stronghold. The young ETS star be seen pedaling his new MTC3 in round 2 in Igon next month.
So did we miss any headlines?
Yes, we did. Oh. This just in, Hobbywing have joined the Folded Arms Society, unveiling their rather large teams in 2 dramatically posed team photographs.
Well then, now it's your main stories.
Traditionally at this time of year, during this part of the show, we cast our eyes athwart the RC realm in search of the latest big results. But alas, we seem to have hit the summer lull.
Well, actually, Lautenbach and Hatanen did well at the 2025 race of summer.
Yeah, but that's basically...
And Boots took TQ and the win at the British Rallycross round 3.
Yeah, but...
That's a TQ and a win at all 3 rounds.
Okay, respectable.
Wesley Van Helmen won the Belgium GP.
Van Helmond or Van Helsing, Frank?
Oh, well...
You called him Van Helsing in the end of year clip.
Well, you called Zelensky at the E-Buggy Euros.
Yeah. We better not discuss political figures or we'll get censored again.
Good point, Nick. But let's not forget that Bruno Coelho took his first big win with his Infinity car alongside teammate Jin Sawada at the SIGP in China.
Oh, I won't forget, Frank. And if you have a good result, drop us a photo, or better yet, a video at shout@rcracingtv.com.
And we will try to use it in RCTV News.
Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the last week, you will have joined us for the F1 1/10 IC European Championships live from Apeldoorn. And here is my colleague, Frank McKinney, with the rundown.
It was a rain-shortened program in Apeldoorn for the 1/10 IC Track Euros, but from the start it was clear that Jelle Strooskamp was the driver to beat, and he topped the standings in the first 3 qualifying runs of 5 to claim pole position. His Infinity teammate Dario Balestre, always strong in this class, didn't have quite the same pace, and neither did the other driver in the top Infinity trio, Carmine Raiola, but they are always strong racers ready to take advantage. In addition to those three qualifying directly into the main final, Jacob Rosiski was the surprise entry as the fourth direct qualifier. From the starting horn for the 45-minute final, Euros was off, building a gap over Dario and Carmine. At the halfway mark, a bad tire change cost Euros even more time, and at that point, it was a race between Carmine and Dario. A single mistake from Carmine after the tire changes cost him several seconds to his teammate that he just couldn't make up to the end of the race. Tony Gruber started well down the order with his Capricorn, but went into the long final with a plan, knowing it would be a tough race against a strong Infiniti team. However, a costly flameout meant it couldn't pay off. After an intense 45 minutes, it was Dario Balestre taking his 10th European title, with teammate and good friend Carmine Raiola, the only other Italian on track, taking first and second ahead of Tony. So in the end, it was the result we maybe might have expected, but it just came about in a very different way.
This week, well, in fact, today, we're off to Barcelos for the EFRA Nitro Buggy Euros, and it's one of the most hotly anticipated events of the year, and I, for one, cannot wait to be there.
Many of our favorite drivers are already there, with exclusive previews of the track.
Yeah, that's a nice picture, but is there anything more video-y?
Yeah, how about this one from J Concepts? Or this one from Robert Batlle.
Mood!
Barcelos previously hosted an amazing Euros in 2022, which saw David Ronnefalk take the win ahead of Bruno Coelho in second and Juan Carlos Canas in third.
But since then, JC3, I think you'll find it's JC2, has dominated the Euros, taking the win for the last 2 years, while undisputed IFMAR World Champion dominator Davide Ongaro has continued to have that EFRA title just out of his grasp.
Yeah, and as we get into this week, we're sure we're going to see Ongaro throw everything at it, but we expect to see some stiff competition from the Killich brothers, Elliott Boots,
plus Hal Figueiredo, who should have home advantage on this track, but only managed 11th place here after issues in 2022.
Kyosho boys Berton and Barufalo will of course be in the mix, but who will be the hungriest? Bruno's going to be wanting to build on his e-buggy's second place with his new Infiniti.
Ronnefalk wanting his next big win now in the X-Ray with Bruno out the way.
Or young guns like Pecco or the Parientes. Who's your favorite going into this?
Surely, Frank, this is the time for Ongaro to fill that EFRA Nitro Buggy European Championship hole in his Belgian cabinet. Surely! How about you?
First of all, don't call me Shirley. But honestly, I think it could be a Canas three-peat.
Well, be sure to join us live from Thursday and we'll see how it goes down in Rooster Town.
What?
Oh, Barcelos' mascot is a big cock. A Portuguese rooster.
Right, gotcha. Well, we do love this 1/8 Nitro Buggy action, but seriously, I'm also looking forward to the 1/8 E-Buggy Worlds also taking place at the same track in Barcelos. And do you know who will be there?
No, Frank, tell me.
Team Cayote. So that's it for this week. We hope you've enjoyed this episode of RCTV News.
And if we missed something or you want to correct something, just drop us a comment.
This week, RCTV Heroes will get to watch the next episode of Block Party.
And this one features friend of the show and RC legend, Scotty Ernst.
RCTV Heroes will get to watch that first. And the rest of you, you're going to have to wait till Monday.
See the link in the description for details on how to join the RCTV Heroes, and you can watch the new show, well, as soon as it's live.
So that's it for this week, and once again, we want to thank our title sponsor, Team Cayote.
And our partners,
Team Savox!
Tonisport!
Invisible Speed Mayako Youth Mentoring Program!
Beach RC! Orlowski Racing Line!
rsrc!
EuroRC! Mo Graphics! 36 Mood!
So be sure to catch Nick, Matt, and the rest of the team in Barcelos. Until then, see ya!
Hey there, we can't believe it, but you've made it to the secret after show.
Yes! First, we want to honor our heroes.
And for everyone else, we don't want to say goodbye. We want you to join us.
Yeah, if you want us to be able to keep making this content and coverage, there's a few ways that you can help.
Yeah, first and most importantly, you can hit subscribe.
Then, if you really want to support us, you can become an RCTV hero by joining the channel. Click join down below on YouTube, and the link for that is also in the description.
If you want to rep RCTV, then go to rcracingtv.com and buy some merch.
Finally, if you want to help us just keep the lights on, then you can buy us a coffee right here.
Right down there, or in person if we bump into you at the track.
Now, if you're still watching after all that, then it's time to pick your next clip. I would say the top one.
No, I think this one is way more their speed. I think this is the one that they'll like.
Okay. Well, either way, thanks and goodbye.